So the Bible teaches us, Ezekiel 4:9 talks about a bread that God wanted us to make. It has wheat, barley, millets, lentils, soybeans, and spelt. And out of this bread, scientists discovered that the six grains and legumes combined, when sprouted, have all nine essential amino acids. And there are 18 amino acids, but only nine of them the body cannot make. So it is pretty amazing how the Bible told us to make this, and it has everything we need as a human body because for the most part, we have to consume meat to get all essential amino acids. But once you mix grains and legumes together, you get a complete source of protein. Or, for example, quinoa as well, you get a complete source of protein. And that's just something very interesting I found that the Bible gives us. And just so you know, humans started not eating animals according to the Bible. After Noah's flood happened, that's when God allowed the consumption of animal meat. I'm sure there was people back then consuming animal meat, but that's when He allowed it to His people in particular. So back then, people were vegetarian, and we were created not to consume meat, not to be killing animals and consuming meat. We have everything we need to survive without killing animals. So I find Ezekiel 4:9 very interesting for this reason. Something that I wanted to add is that some people may interpret this as, oh, being vegan is the right way. Well, no, that's incorrect because you have to remember, like I said, God allowed us to consume meat when the flood happened. So, for example, I'm a vegetarian. I think meat is disgusting. Like, meat eaters are disgusting. When they go to the bathroom, it's just disgusting. And the whole blood and, meat. I rarely eat meat. And when I do, it's just like, oh, I can't stand it. It's just not my cup of tea. But that doesn't mean I'm like one of those vegans who are always saying, oh, you're not supposed to consume meat. Oh, this and that. And, being annoying. And I actually recently saw a YouTube, was it a YouTube video? I think it was, of someone saying Jesus was a vegetarian. Well, it doesn't really specify what he ate from what I remember. Here's what I do remember is that back then the Israelites didn't eat pork. So when Apostle Paul came in, he allowed the consumption of pork. There is and still is some animals we should not consume for various reasons, like bats, for example. Anyways, where was I? So yeah, Apostle Paul told us it's okay to consume meat because it's been blessed by God, so there's no problem. But the Jews insisted on not eating meat, and I wouldn't say ridiculing, but making other people feel bad. And the problem is nowadays, people are more impoverished than ever. For example, in Venezuela, there was a time where they were forced to consume blood because they had no more food to survive. So in instances like that, survival is what's most important. Obviously, the Bible tells us not to consume blood, but it doesn't mean that God is going to condemn that. That's a whole other story on its own. But that's not a condemning act because they're forced to survive. It's not something ritualistic. It's not something to, how do I say, put down God, like say, oh, we're consuming meat because we don't believe you or something like that. No, the people in Venezuela were impoverished, and some did it out of necessity. Whereas in China, they do it casually, which is disgusting, and I don't know. I just personally I don't like it. Meat products. Anyways,